invite Reverend Adlene Kufarimai and also Reverend Adam Burns forward to talk about ministry with the poor.
I'm thankful for the Ministry with the Poor team, for the work that they do throughout the year. So I'm just happy that Adam is going to represent us well, but also shout out to the team, Reverend Emily Penfield, Reverend Sally Aloka, Carol Ton, Reverend Chris Cohn, Susan Hunt, Reverend Marian Royston, Reverend Adam Benz, Reverend Adlene Kufarimai, and Reverend Claudia. We are so thankful for this team. This team worked tirelessly throughout the week, and I'm so glad that I'm part of that great team. So thank you, Adam.
Thank you. If you're a part of the team and you're in the room, will you stand? You heard your names called? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so you're representing this team, Adam, and I know you will do it well.
Oh, yes. I got a lot of questions out from the audience. They want to know why we saved Ministry with the Poor for last. It is a conference priority.
It is a conference priority.
Yeah, can you speak to that?
Well, Adam, I think we have some role confusion going on here.
I've had an opportunity to see this happen so much, I feel like I understand how to ask the questions.
Well, I love your question. It's a great question, so give us the answer if you would.
And that is why you are the bishop.
The Ministry of the Poor is a priority in this annual conference. You're right about that, and you and the team invest so much into it. Please share with us the way that you see the mission interacting with offering Christ daily.
Yes. So we've heard so many great examples of how we can begin to share Christ daily, testify to Christ daily. And with the Ministry with the Poor team, we are hoping to equip all of our outreach ministries in North Alabama so that we begin testifying in a new way, so that we no longer just use crisis intervention for all the chronic issues that our communities are facing. And so when we think about how can we share Christ daily, the Ministry with the Poor team wants you to go out and engage with your community. And I should have looked at my notes, but since you saved me for last, I thought, you were just forgetting me, and I forgot everything. But we want you to go out and continue to share and do it over and over and over again. And now I'm remembering I quoted St. Francis in my answer here. And what did St. Francis say?
You go ahead and share it. He said a lot of things.
He said, preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. So we want everyone to go out there and just engage with the community, give of your resources, give of your time, and be in conversation and be in relationship. And you may think, what if no one ever comes to my church? That is okay, because someone is seeing that you are doing that, and that you are demonstrating your care for your community, and you're going to get others to come in that way.
Great. Thank you. So what's the biggest challenge that the Ministry with the Poor team is facing?
The biggest challenge is we have been so ingrained in Matthew 25, the go out there and give food, go out there and give water, go out there and give clothing. And what we are discovering, and I've heard from so many different presenters this week, that relationship and community development is really the key to evangelism. And if all we do with our charity is pass it out and pack up and go home, we are not doing evangelism. And so the biggest challenge is to break our congregations free from how we always used to do it. Y'all have that problem at your church. Got a lot of people like doing it how they always used to do it. So the Ministry with the Poor team wants to help you break free of that. We've got some best practices that we're learning and that we want to help you learn with us. And we want to encourage you to enter in communities, not to solve problems, but to go in and find those community leaders and figure out how you can resource them. Are you willing to listen to an idea from the community and do that so that you didn't come up with the idea? Are you willing to go in and do what they say is needed? These are things that we are encouraging our outreach ministries to do. So go out there and meet your community, testify, and listen to what they say is needed.
That so connects with what Dr. Priscilla Pope Levinson said today. Listen, listen, listen. And she
Right.
gave us example after example in Scripture where that's how people evangelized.
She really did steal my thunder here up at the...
Did you hear her say that?
Yeah, I did, actually, and I was crossing off a lot of things that we didn't have to go over this morning.
That's good. That's good, Adam. What are your hopes for the Ministry of the Poor team?
Yeah, I think our hope as the Ministry with the Poor team is that when the outreach ministries of our churches are revitalized, that you will meet people that are going to give energy and enthusiasm to your congregation. And these new relationships and these new bonds that we are going to form with our local communities are going to give us new life. And so what I hope is that we will commit ourselves to learning new ways of being an outreach ministry. Would now be a good time to share some opportunities.
Sure,
that
sure,
we
please.
have. Let me make sure I get these dates correct. So the first opportunity is going to be in September 16th. I saw them do this. I know you have cell phones. I see you on them. Can you pull them out of your pockets and get your calendar app out? And I want you to mark September 16th on there. And it's going to be our next Ministry with the Poor training. And it's going to be we're going to host the racial wealth gap simulation. And it's going to be at the church at Stone River in Decatur, Alabama. Y'all saw that wonderful video of Ted Amy, who won the Denman Award. We're going to be at his church, or his community's church. It's not Ted's, right? Ted's already signaling to me that I said that incorrectly. But we invite you to come, and it is a way. This is a good example of how one way the Ministry with the Poor team wants to help the conference is going to be expanding how we look at situations of people experiencing the consequences of poverty. So we invite you to send your church members, and we'll get a better idea of how we can talk about the wage and wealth inequality in this country so that we are better prepped when we go out into our local communities to observe and see what's going on.
Great.
And so that's September 16th in Decatur, Alabama. And the next opportunity will be October 5th through 8th. I actually have a slide, I think, if it's available. Yes, so we will host the Earth Keepers training. There is one Earth Keeper in North Alabama, I think. If you've never heard of this program, it's through UMCOR, and it provides some advocacy training on creation care, and then it helps you develop a project to take back to your congregation and implement that is related to creation care and racial injustice. So that training will actually be held. One of the spots will be in Birmingham, and it will be at Church of the Reconciler. You might know one of the co-pastors there at Church of the Reconciler.
Reverend Sarah Smoot.
Reverend Sarah Smoot. And I am also there currently. I don't know. But we invite you to take this back. You know, people who are interested in community gardens and doing stuff outside, we invite you to consider participating in the Earthkeeper training. Please reach out to me. The one Earthkeeper in North Alabama is me. So look me up and I will explain. I'd be happy to answer all questions. We'll be putting more information out there as it gets closer to time.
Thank you. In talking about Earth Care, I noticed that Sarah had a necklace on that I believe is a part of the ministry that you offer at Church of the Reconciler and beyond. So share a little bit about that.
Sure. So at Church of the Reconciler, in partnership with our sister nonprofit, Community on the Rise, we started a recycling company. Did you know that you could not recycle number 5 plastic in Birmingham? You might not can recycle number 5 in your community. Well, we began collecting that at our church, and through the Earthkeeper program, I helped start a workshop in our church that could shred it and then melt it and inject it into new products. And so you might have seen it outside. Is our table still set up, Stuart? So on your way out, go by and see some of the cool products that we make. But what's really neat about it is our community of people struggling against the consequences of poverty are the makers of these goods. And so we have good options for people to do instead of going down the street and getting the beer that's often what is decided upon. We have a good decision that they can come and join us in working to clean the plastic and shred it and make new products. So check out our new products, and all the proceeds that we sell, we can't sell it here at the Von Braun, but get on our website, it's out there, and all the proceeds go to helping us get state IDs and birth certificates for the community so that they can move forward and move out of the dehumanizing situation that is the streets of Birmingham.
Thank you, Adam. Will you all express your appreciation to Adam Burns and our ministry with the poor team?
But there is, I'm sorry, I'm in negative time. We have one more thing that we want to share because this is now a good time in our transitioning in our conference. Our team is rethinking the name Ministry with the Poor. Like, who wants to be the poor, right? And so we think it doesn't really capture the work that we do and the relationships that we want to form with people. And so we're going to use our connection with everyone here to think of a new name for the operational team with your blessing, of course.
Yes, certainly.
That captures the real work and demonstrates the value of the people that we're getting into relationship with. So we hope to start that process at some point, right? You told me I could say that. Am I in trouble, Adlene? Okay, all right. So hopefully we will get that started soon, and it will really begin to change how we all talk and think about the work that we do with people who are experiencing poverty.
So in terms of participating in the selection of the new name, do people just need to look at the conference website or look for an email?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are located on the conference website. Please look us up. Ministry with the Poor is what it currently is. And you will see Adlene's beautiful face first as our fearless leader. We will utilize that page to give some information about our process, and then you will probably receive some emails or some posts to keep you all posted.
Great. Thank you, Adam. We really appreciate you.